Hello, hello. Happy Monday. How is everybody doing? What a week last week, huh? Eclipse week. We are in the portal in between two eclipses right now, and this is a very life-changing seed planting time. And I wanted to be here this week to give you kind of a nice intermission reading between the solar eclipse last week and the huge lunar eclipse next week on March 3rd. I'm going to dive right in. If you're new to my channel, my name is Misty Magdalena Grace. I love providing inspiration, education, and empowering tools to help you go within. Your best health, your best wealth, your best relationship wisdom is all inside of you. We've been taught to look outside of us for the answers, and my whole mission is to help you go within to find your own magic. Hence why I call myself Magical Mags, is to be that leader, to help you have the tools and daily practices and meditation and breath work and all the things that I provide inside of my online academy. So at the end of the day, these runes are a one component inside of my business and what I utilize on the regular daily, actually, for years now, to help me get clarity and have an awakening of sorts. So runes are symbols, ancient symbols that predate tarot, that are meant to help you get clarity of the unconscious. Like, we all have the answers inside. However, our busy conscious mind, oftentimes our ego gets in the way and blocks it. So if you see value in this channel, please hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Share with your community or friends who may be going through a lot right now at this age of Aquarius revolutionary time. I honestly don't think anybody's not going through a lot. If they're honest, if they're conscious, they know they're going through a lot. And it's a time to really stand in your power, reclaim your power, and speak your truth, and all of the beautiful things that we as sovereign beings get to really acknowledge and awaken within us for the rest of this century, I believe, and the rest of this world as we birth a new earth. If you have questions, comment below. I do read them. I don't really have too many announcements this week. As you know, I've had a lot of events this month. My next online event isn't until March 3rd. March 3rd. You can go to magdalenagrace.com, and that's, again, a women's circle for the full moon that we have on March 3rd, which is a 3-3 portal. It is a full moon, and it is also a lunar eclipse, which means it's illuminating and showing you hidden emotions, hidden emotions. So this week is setting you up for next week. I'm going to go over the astrology, then I'm going to do the reading. We don't have any ritual with it today, since it's I call these the basic general weekly readings. I only do the ritual when there's a full moon and or new moon. So I'll have that for you next week for the March 3rd full moon. So each week builds on itself, and last week was the eclipse week, and there's a lot of energy. Now this week, as astrology might seem simpler, however, we're in the middle of two eclipses, so there's nothing simple about it. This is like a 2-week portal. Yesterday was the 222 portal. A lot of shedding, a lot of time of letting go of childhood wounding, broken heart wounding. Just if you felt emotional or just stagnant or slow or depressed, just so you know, that is normal. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. Please go see a doctor if that is something that you're concerned about. Take care of yourself. Never listen to someone like me or an astrologer or a psychic medium or whatever. Always go back and decide what you need to do to take care of your body. And ultimately, though, this week we have a Mercury retrograde on Wednesday. So Mercury retrogrades were already in the shadow. So if you've been miscommunicating, if you've had glitches, I've had so many technology glitches in the last week, probably actually 2 weeks, if I think back. And that's the shadow period. So be careful with your communication. Be slower, more mindful. You may feel like things aren't happening now all of a sudden, where you're like, oh, wait, I felt this momentum, and now all of a sudden things seem to be stagnant and slow, and that is Mercury going into retrograde. So it's a great time to reflect. It's a great time to slow down your communication and be very mindful and conscious with your words. It's a great time, though I will say this, that you may have triggers, you may have arguments, you may have fights, you may have technology issues that trigger frustration and impatience. And that's for you, by you, to go within and garner more patience, garner more empathy, garner more self-reflection. That's what Mercury retrograde is. It's a 3-week portal included into this eclipse season, which I'm like, holy shit, can it get any more interesting, right? So at the end of the day, just really making sure that you're patient over the next 3 weeks, which I think is still kind of the theme of the year, but especially in these 3 weeks. Then Saturday, we have 6 planets in alignment, which never happens. It's like thousands of years. I believe it's 2,000 years ago that this actually happened. I could be wrong, but it's a really, really potent day on Saturday. So facing your fears is a good thing. Just slowing down this week and then allowing yourself to have more spaciousness. Saturday, I'm going to do a cold plunge and sauna as a gift to myself to really just face my fears. I have some fears. And I have fears around a cold plunge and being out of control. Where in your life do you fear being out of control, and where do you need to surrender? I'm getting ready to do the reading, so I am clearing the space. I invite you to do that too. Even though this is a simple, basic reading without a ritual, I still encourage you to cleanse and clear the space so you can be ready to receive the divinely inspired messages for you. So thinking about this week ahead, knowing that the Mercury retrograde starts Wednesday night at 10:48 Pacific time. Going into Thursday, depending on your time zone, I'm in Central time right now, so that's actually going to happen in the middle of the night on the 26th. So I'd really lean into meditation, ritual, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you aren't already doing that, maybe this is a time to start. Journaling, contemplation, just looking at my notes here. This could be a breakthrough week for us because of the eclipse energies, the Mercury retrograde, the 6 planets in alignment. So where in your life do you want to break through? That could be your question to ask the runes today. Where in your life do you want to break through? Health, wealth, relationships, career, finance, hobbies. I know I really want to get my musical career going. I keep dragging my feet. And so I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at that and see what self-sabotage, limiting beliefs are holding me back. What are these self-sabotaging, limiting beliefs, addictive behaviors holding you back that you really, really wanted to say, fuck it already, eclipse it, please eclipse it, and journal, meditate, and ride the waves of this energy and figure out what is your action plan for March. As a business coach, alchemist, life coach, I'm always reflecting on the month past. Usually I go full moon to full moon, new moon to new moon, but this is a great time with the eclipse to even think of the last 6 months, because each eclipse goes from 6 months to 6 months period. And so does the new moon, full moon, but eclipse season is really intense. What did you not eclipse last September with those eclipses that you're like, it's time for me? I've definitely leaned into that this week. So go ahead and actually I'm going to call in spirit. Clear the space. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes now that you know a little bit about the week ahead. Sit with it. Close your eyes. Let's take a couple of deep inhales and cleansing breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Make sure the feet are firmly planted on the floor. Again, not driving, seated, and inhale. And exhale. Contemplate on a reflection question. Is it health, wealth, relationship, career, finance? Where in your life do you need guidance today? That's the loudest. You can't have guidance for all of it unless you want to look at this more as a general, open-ended question. What do the runes want me to know today? And that's fine too. Hold the question in your heart. Surrender to what is. Be open to receive. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale. I call in Woden and Freya, the wisdom of the wise and healed ancestors. Speak to me and through me. Pull my 3 cards. Check your notebook out. I always just chuckle. Wow, this is never a dull moment. I will do a bonus card from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck, one of my favorite decks. I'll pull that card now. I'll show it to you at the end. So with the runes, you're going to look at them first before I explain and provide intuitive guidance. Again, this is a general reading. Take the best, leave the rest. What lands is for you, what doesn't is not for you. Wow. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's rune number 1. Take a look at it and see what comes through. Thought, feeling, memory, emotion. So this is Uruz. Uruz is the ox strength. It's physical. It is more or less the beginning of this week. So the physical strength and trusting that inner strength, that inner courage of your own is what I'm getting. So really going inward, where do you need to take action and where is the courage coming from? Who or what are you calling on from that inner strength that you have, and where can you take action in the beginning of this week? So the ox plows through the field, plows through the dirt, plows through rocks, and it's very, very strong, like bull, courageous. Where do you just, like, no shit, no kidding, got to get to be strong and courageous, whether it's a new workout routine, whether it's doing your taxes, I guess, whether it's setting up, like for me, what I'm doing, and if it takes a lot of physical strength this week, is I'm really making sure that I have a clear vision and a clear path. And it's going to take some inner courage and some inner strength. So it's inner and outer. So what action and physical moving, what is going to be your driving force as you take advantage of this eclipse? It's also seed planting. When you think of Mercury retrograde and this eclipse, a lot of times it is about seed planting. What are you just so done with? The ox usually plows around, it's a little early for this, but they're tilling the soil to plant the seeds. So what do you need to take action on so that you can seriously plant some seeds? Maybe you need to end a relationship. What is the physical action that's going to clear the way, clear the path, in order to then plant the new seeds? So that's number 1. Here's the kind of the middle week energy. And you're going to, if you know what this rune is, you're going to chuckle when I show it to you, but take a look at this one. This is middle week energy, thought, feeling, memory, emotion coming through. So this is Ansu's. This is Woden's rune. Wednesday is Woden's day. If you don't know who Woden is, I'm not going to go into that, but he is the one who helped bring the runes to us. So I always, and definitely a divine archetype that I work with, the Allfather. Mercury rules this day, Wednesday. Mercury retrograde starts on Wednesday, at least in the Pacific time zone and the Mountain Standard time zone, and of course, Hawaii and Alaska. So this is about communication, wisdom. This is about meditation, sitting with divine guidance. So really, again, I can't emphasize this enough. Wednesday, Thursday, really do your best to not have overbooked those 2 days. I'm actually looking at those days myself now and just really getting clear on not overcommitting, not overdoing, not overthinking, being more receptive, maybe more creative. Maybe you write and journal and do something poetic. However it is you also communicate with your guides. It's a great time to communicate with your wise and healed ancestors amidst this eclipse season. As above, so below. They're there for you. They're waiting for you to call upon them to get some clear guidance, Mercury, on what to do next with this Mercury retrograde. So then the final rune for the week ahead, take a look and see what comes through. This is profound that this is happening at the end of the week with these 6 planets in alignment. Okay, so this is Hagalaz. We've pulled this more often lately. I have as well personally. So Friday, Saturday energy is the hailstorm. Something unexpected is going to happen in your life, in our country's life. There's going to be major upheaval. Like a hailstorm comes in and beats down the car, making some marks, right? Beats down the crops. And all of a sudden there may be something that changes in your life, which is another reason why Wednesday, Thursday, be slower, more reflective, journal, meditate, pray, whatever is your thing to prepare you for this. There's going to be a bit of a curveball thrown at you, and I want you to be ready mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, maybe financially. Maybe there's a financial curveball, but if you spend Wednesday, Thursday and more reflection, you take action early in the week, you reflect more on Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to be ready for this, and you're going to see the silver lining. The more you know now, the more you prepare now, the better you'll receive this. Mercury retrograde can be debilitating. There can be sudden curveballs, sudden blockages, but then if you understand it, you can handle it more with grace. So overall, I've pretty much already summarized. Let's see what the bonus card. I got skull cap number 47. If this means anything to you, 47. Stillness. We have the 47th president right now, which is a whole nother conversation I'm not going to get into, but skull cap, stillness. So write that down if that calls to you. And I'm going to read to you, not the whole thing, I'm going to read you the highlights of this card from this deck. And this is a way to summarize and bring into, and I actually pulled this card myself this past week. Stillness after the storm, let go of control, trust in life, surrender to the divine plan, break open. And here we just had Hagalas. I know there's been a lot of storms, snowstorms, a lot of rainstorms. A lot of people on the East and West Coast have had to pivot and change their plans because of weather. So great example of Hagalas. So in traditional Chinese medicine, the roots of the species Scutellaria bacalensis have been widely used for more than 2,000 years to treat cancer, lung, and respiratory infections, colds, bacterial pneumonia, liver imbalances, hypertension, insomnia. The Cherokee and other Native American tribal peoples use skullcap to ceremonially initiate young girls into womanhood, which is beautiful because right now we're heading into the divine feminine, a lot of divine feminine mother energies coming through. Being able to understand that spiritually, skullcap is used to bind oaths and consecrate commitments. It is a useful ally in initiation rituals, imprinting the vows made to oneself or between lovers. Skullcap is ruled by Pluto, the archetype representing our will and power, which ties our relationships to our inner authority and leadership. And that's what Age of Aquarius is all about: self-leadership, speaking truth, sovereignty, standing up for what you believe in. Hence, Minneapolis has had what's happened there. The guidance says the storm has passed, you've just weathered or are weathering a storm. Hagalas, ground deeply into the present moment, which is meditation, Mercury slowing down. If you feel fear, find consolation in stillness as it readapts or integrates. The medicine of Scorpion embodies the stillness of darkness, and it assists by accepting sudden change with ease and calm. If you're feeling exhausted, drained, or depleted, this is the time to pause and withdraw to your cave. You're in the process of rebuilding after the storm. Don't rush. Reflect. Take the time to birth a new structure that supports a new version of yourself. I love this. I can't make this up. This is a great summary. We are in a time of rebirthing, Age of Aquarius. Saturn and Neptune just got into the 0 degree of Aries, which is a brand new day, almost like a brand new century in a lot of respects. A lot of newness of your dreams, making your dreams a reality, but taking the discipline of Saturn, the dreams that you have, Neptune, and take this Mercury retrograde in this time to reflect and plant seeds and slowly discern which action, discipline is needed to be taken. So go ahead and journal, take some time as I close to reflect on this, maybe listen to this again, comment below what stood out for you. What was the most important message for you today, discerning your truth? Maybe go ahead and write the runes out, tone them. That's what I normally do, but today I'm not going to. That'll be next week's full moon eclipse reading. And if you saw value today, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I have podcasts coming up in the month of March. I have more and more readings and exciting things as we head into this new year. Super excited. Hello, my friend. I was hoping to see you. Always love seeing my live people. Thank you, Runes of Kaizen, a fellow runes reader in Texas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So good to see you. I'll be back next Monday for another runes reading. And of course, as always, until then, here's to your best health, your best wealth, your best relationship by trusting your best wisdom within. And I hope and pray that the runes helped you today. Please comment below and let me know how they helped you. And if you need anything else, as always, go to www.magdalenagrace.com to book a reading of your own. And until then, we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.
Subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Hire Magdalena for a runes reading or healing session by emailing support@microdosingforhealth.com.